Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves as a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
and finding our inner Brock and Michelle,
or Jay-Z and Beyonce, or Andy and Ashley Williams. Y'all know who that is?
Who them?
They actually are a new couple who will headline the HGTV's Flipper Flop Fort Worth. Y'all know y'all watch HGTV. I feel like it's two camps. So it's either Camp Food Network or Camp HGTV. I'm definitely Food Network camp. I know Near'em like HGTV.
Yeah.
So if y'all don't know the Flip or Flop, Near'em, you want to explain more kind of what that is for our folks who team Food Network?
It's pretty much where, couples go out and buy different houses in the neighborhood and they rebuild them and try to sell them.
And make a profit of it.
Yeah, and try to make a profit.
So they buy like the worst house in the best neighborhood and try to flip that profit.
Yeah.
But usually it's either gay white couples, or just a white couple.
Yeah.
Usually millennials who really kind of irritate you.
Hipsters.
Like hipsters.
Yeah.
I hate the stereotype, but it'd be like usually the guy who's going to work, and then it's always that white woman running around with strollers. I'm sorry, working at the bot store has made me not think that is mom goals at all. Like strollers and all these kids strapped to them and goldfish. Like, Jesus, just get the fuck out the way. Anywho, focus on Andy and motherfucking Ashley Williams. Let me tell y'all why they the shit. So this couple, both are military veterans. They met while serving in Iraq. Now they're married and have 2 kids, and they have a company called Recon Reality. Andy finds that his finds the properties and manages the renovations, while Ashley leads on the design effort. They use real estate as a way to transition back to civilian life. The Williams want us to use it as a platform to help other veterans, aka make them coins.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I could get into that.
Real estate?
Anything related to a house.
Oh, you own home.
I know, but it's not really one of my, as Nadifa said, it's overrated. Like I said, I think we're getting close to finally selling our house, y'all. So we're going to do that series where we talk about what, buying, selling a house, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I necessarily enjoy it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm proud to be a homeowner, and once I'm in it, but some of the everyday shit gets on my fucking nerves.
But I think it's different when you actually are buying houses to renovate and sell them versus buying a house and staying in it and trying to, increase the property value.
So I think it's even worse because you really don't see your return on your money.
Because they see it more as a business opportunity.
I guess.
So, and with them seeing it as a business opportunity, the thoughts and feelings, that's usually with a house, where, little Timmy's, grew his first 6 inches here and shit like that.
Oh, see, I've never had a connection to a house like that. Mm-hmm. Even as my childhood homes. And I lived only like in 3 homes my whole entire life, at my childhood. And I've never had attachments to houses like that. No.
But real estate is a big business when
niggas
ain't doing all types of fuck shit. With underwater loans and shit like that. But I definitely think, if you got the money for it, you got an extra, 50 to 100,000 laying around.
Yeah, you can make some money.
You can make some money because you just buy the worst house in the best neighborhood, fix it up, and jack the prices up on it.
Hell, I want to do that when I buy my own damn house. I want to buy the worst house in the best neighborhood and flip that bitch, and hopefully land somewhere in the middle when it's time to sell.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I hope we did here, honey.
Yeah, we did.
We're going to see in a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, I just really excited about their show. I cannot wait to see it, and I know it's going to be awesome. And usually I don't watch that HGTV, but I am going to watch it for them to see how it goes. Mm-hmm. So who is you?
I'm Nero.
I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 58, y'all.
All right.
Happy hump day.
Yeah, we made it.
What are y'all up to this weekend?
It ain't the weekend.
I know, but what y'all got planned?
That's just like a Negro. You already planning if you living for the weekend?
Yeah.
You already planning for what's going to be?
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. What you got planned?
It's a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Actually, low-key, I want to go to Six Flags.
Okay.
I want to go to, what's it called, Fright Night? No, it ain't. That's the Migos.
That's Cedar Point, baby.
Oh. No, you hear me? That's Migos. No, who seen that song, Fright Night? Who seen Fright Night?
Fight Night? That's Migos, baby.
Nigga, for the longest, I thought that song was Fright Night.
No, it wasn't no scary Freddy Krueger shit.
You know what else I thought was a scary song?
What?
By Panda Man. Timmy Turner. It sounds terrifying.
Oh, my God.
You don't think Timmy Turner is a scary song?
No.
Terrifying. I thought that was a horror song. I also thought is it Fight or Fright Night?
Fight.
Whatever.
Fight night. He gonna beat the pussy up like it's Fight Night.
Oh, that don't sound like, I guess not.
Fight, baby, fight. Like he gonna
Fright Night.
Yeah, no, Fight Night.
I thought Fright Night, blood, periods, vaginas.
No.
What?
Lord, help us.
What do you mean?
Be sure to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher.
Yes.
So, in all seriousness, y'all, you know, I just gotta be real out here. Okay. We don't be asking y'all to do these 5-star, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star reviews to like help out our ego and things of that sort.
Did you say to help our self-esteem?
Yeah, to help our self-esteem.
Right.
You know, in realness, like this is to help us. So social proof and word of mouth are ways that people find us. So imagine you are on, Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, and you're looking for new podcasts, and and just like Amazon or Yelp, you're more likely to go check out a restaurant or buy a product that has more 5-star reviews than something else. Same thing with podcasts. So if y'all listening and y'all really ain't, y'all listening and y'all haven't left a review, you're doing us a disservice, because we want to, get this out to as many people as we want to. So the one way you can do that is by telling your friends and family, and the other way is by leaving us a 5-star review. And as a reward, we shout y'all out.
Thank you, Reverend Nero,
for the good word. I'm just trying to let people know like what's going on and what's the real deal.
People know.
No, they don't.
I think we're going to get a lot of reviews when people go on vacation. Our people be working, honey. We got a niche population.
I hear you.
We got a niche population that's touched by white hands, believe in getting their coins and staying prayed up.
And and I appreciate all that, but I just want to give people reasoning and things of that sort. So if they didn't know the reason, they're like, "Oh, these niggas just want something for they
just to read at night before
for their ego." Like, no, it's really some thought behind this, and we really appreciate it if y'all can do that.
I know I like it.
And also be sure. Yeah, I do too.
First of all, y'all are fucking hilarious. Somebody put on Twitter. Y'all know I was talking about my card attendant, talking about he looked like King of the North. One of y'all fools, we gotta find out who it is. Them found the picture. It ain't him, but it looked just like him. God damn it! I almost spit my damn tea out this morning when I seen that shit. Y'all ignorant, not ignorant, not full ignorant.
Also, be sure to follow us on all forms of social media. So we got that Twitter, we got that Instagram, we got that Facebook, and it's all that Black Love Matters. Remember, that's Black with no K. You got an update?
Yeah, I don't got too much. Wednesday I never have too much to talk about. But I'll give y'all, I guess, another bot store. Y'all know I'm on my 10-day stint, and I'm almost done, y'all. Only got one more day after this. So thank blessings on blessings on blessings. The latest thing I want to talk about with you all is what the fuck is up with y'all coming to these stores on Indigenous Appreciation Day, aka Christopher Columbus Day. We really don't respect Columbus Day, the Indigenous Person Day.
Yeah.
When I tell you, this store, my store, was like Black fucking Friday. I asked, were we selling something?
What's on sale?
I asked I said, is it something free? Is it a coupon?
Are niggas selling mattresses and TVs?
Them white folks was in there just buying Eds and Legos. Like, I was just like, what are y'all buying? When I tell y'all, every single lane had to be open. And of course, y'all know who I'm working with. Who?
Big fella.
Big fella tried me because I'm like, I need help at the front. And he was like, all right. And like 3 minutes later, I was like, the line is backed by pets. Like, it ain't no more room at the front. Not a line done curved. Can you send somebody? Big fella picked out the door. Was like, oh, damn, you for real? I said, you think I just be playing up in this bitch? Like, you think I'm just playing Marco Polo on our communication devices? Like, what are you talking about? And the thing is, y'all, I've never experienced that. Have you been? Maybe I don't go nowhere on Columbus Day. Usually, not a Columbus, on Indigenous Persons Day. Usually, I'm working, stacking my holiday time to use during, Christmas and Thanksgiving. Usually, I'm at work or I'm with my Native American brothers and sisters at somebody powwow. Mm-hmm. But when I tell you where the white people at, bot stores and Trader Joe's, it was packed to the point where white privilege was rampant. They was like, "Why are we waiting?" I was like, people came up to me. And like I said, I'm just a glorified cashier with keys, right? Like, I'm humbled. It ain't to my head, right? I know my role, right? My role is to babysit, make sure the cashiers don't walk out, make sure the customers don't get to, like, I completely know my role, right? But them guests that came up to me, I'm at the front with a clipboard in my hand, keys, and a walkie-talkie. They said, is you gonna open up? Bitch,
no. Huh?
Does it look like I'm in the preparation to open up a motherfucking cashier lane?
I have a question.
What?
What does the preparation to open the cashier lane look like?
Hitting a button.
Oh.
Shut up. But the thing is, I had so much shit in my hand. Like, did it look like I was walking to? Like, I could see if I was standing behind a register, right, and just looking. Bitch, I'm directing traffic for y'all retarded asses, right? You hear me?
Help us, Lord.
Ain't nobody. I'm telling you where to go, right? And ain't nobody listening. I say go straight down there. How do I get down there? Bitch, say excuse me.
That's another thing I don't understand out here. I don't know if it's a white ass New England thing. Yeah. But why people are afraid to say excuse me?
Yeah, no, they
or
don't
get
do
out
that.
the way.
At the bot store all the time, I be telling people like, "Oh, it's right over there." They be like, "How I'm gonna get there?" And I'm like, "Oh, is it?" I'm thinking it's something like in our way, right? Like I'm thinking a box or something. A coworker done left in a way. It'd be a human. I'm like, you could just say excuse me.
I see the same thing like when you be on the subway and shit. So like when we go up to Boston or New York and you be sitting on the train. And instead of somebody just saying excuse me, they just fuck around and sit on your lap. Like, damn. Like, if you just said excuse me, I can move my leg over.
Yeah, that is definitely a
New England. Like, give me a heads up.
I will give the Midwest that. Midwest, excuse me is a part of our vocabulary.
Yes.
Excuse me, thank you. Like, I think that's the Midwest. I think that's why people like folks from the Midwest, because they say we're very polite.
Yeah.
But sometimes we get it where we're using the sarcasm. Excuse me. We could say those words and mean it in a very...
Be mean as hell.
Yes, because I do it all the time at my bot store. Ma'am, please, ma'am, we can't, ma'am, no. And I be ma'aming and thank you, but it come off rude as fuck. I know it do. Ma'am, please, you have to stop. You can't walk in front of these people, ma'am. Thank you.
Translation. Sit your white ass down somewhere.
You could just tell by the way I say ma'am and sir how upset I am. Sir. Sir. Ma'am, no. Like, you could just hear it in my tone. Even my coworker said, they say, I can tell the way you say sir and ma'am, where you about to tell them to go. But I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. But I was just amazed on how packed it was on Indigenous Person Appreciation Day. I've never seen it like this. Like, no one was working. And I mean, when I say every age group, I know I give a hard time to the soccer moms with all them kids latched up to them. They be having kids from like 0 to 3 and they just bad as hell dropping goldfish. No, everybody was in this bitch. The soccer moms, the daddies, grandma, auntie, the slow cousins, everybody was in this bitch.
How Flower was doing? How All Purpose doing?
Jesus. All purpose. I'm trying not to say the person name. You see, I had to catch myself. Didn't work, thank God. But they was in there today. She didn't run off, or he didn't run off today. But I think that they listened to the podcast because I caught that dog giving me the judge eye. You know how you look at the corner of your eyes like, who's staring at me?
Like judging as babies.
Yeah, you know how you feel like somebody looking at me?
Yeah.
Yep, AP.
That was AP.
Looking at me like, bitch, you the one. You done talk shit about me. You say I ain't a real therapy dog. I still don't believe that's a real therapy dog. But that's the only thing going with me is just I'm fascinated. Do y'all go shopping on this? Like,
I don't know what sales are on.
We didn't have none.
National Indigenous Day. Like I said, do you get like a mattress on sale?
It was nothing on sale at my store. Nothing.
Are cards on sale?
They bought them rusty ass costumes, that hard ass candy, some eggs and goldfish. Like people were spending bank. Like every person I was checking out was spending $200-$300.
Damn.
And I was just looking like, oh, they're gonna return all this shit next week. But other than that, doing good. Trying to think about what we're gonna do this weekend. I'm glad you asked me. I actually was thinking about going to. It's not Friday night. What's it called?
What?
At Six Flags.
Oh, I forgot what it's called.
I want to ride the roller coasters though. Do you want to just go to haunted houses or ride the roller coasters?
We can do both.
Or also, y'all, what we're thinking about maybe Salem.
Okay, we can go there.
If we go to Salem though, we have to put it on the Twitter so folks know where to track us down if we don't come back.
Exactly.
If we not on here Monday, y'all
know where we at.
Out for the motherfucking hitter. Check Salem first.
Yes.
Massachusetts, the real Salem, where the witches be. Keep Tituba, keep us lifted. What?
As far as my update.
Oh, did you cut me off? How you know I had nothing else?
Oh, what else you got?
Nothing.
Okay. As far as my update, I really ain't got much either. I've just been working. As my job, one of the things I got to do for my job is like event plan. So,
and Niram hate event plan. I should really have your job.
You really should. But
I love eating, kicking, and telling people where to sit.
I know you do. However, but I'm the one with the job.
That's why I like making a break schedule at work.
So, just been doing that, and then I'm just over my class. So last week.
Niram.
No.
Quit your bitching. You sound like a privilege. You sound like them students I used to teach. You signed up for this. Quit your bitching.
We're watching Matrix this week in class.
Your teacher piss poor, but quit your bitching. I was an excellent orator and professor.
The previous week we watched Tron.
You ain't even getting no good ones. There's some good sci-fi movies that y'all could watch.
This week we watching Matrix. But you gotta remember, like, this is supposed to be like the history of digital technology.
It's some good movies.
Name one.
I can't now.
Oh.
But I know it is because Netflix.
Oh.
It got to be a documentary or the history and the creative. It got to be something interesting about that. It got to be. You can't tell me it's not.
What else? So y'all know I'm always in the belief.
Just paying me dust today.
Y'all know that I'm always in the belief of applying for jobs, even if you got a new job, just apply. Like I apply for like 2 or 3 jobs like every week. Yeah. So I might have another job offer.
Niram and Nadifa is the kings and queens.
Because the people I left for references then called me and said, "Hey, such and such," and called.
Amen. That's a blessing.
You might have another job. So
didn't I say 3 or 4 episodes that the Lord is in our neighborhood?
So I might have 2 jobs.
Ain't nothing wrong with 2 jobs.
3 when you got this podcast.
This not a job. This therapy.
Well, 3 if you count being with Nyambi.
Okay.
What they say, relationships is hard work. This is hard work. That's what they said on the Black Love dot. Yeah, it's hard work. So you might as well add this as a job.
Well, I always argue that. But that's another episode.
All right. You want to move on to Pillow Talk?
Oh, damn. That's your check?
That's my check. I don't have money. I just been working.
You know what?
I just been event planning and applying for jobs, and I done got another job.
And you exhausted by the event planning.
Yes.
Just absolutely. You like flour. You need flour in your life.
Absolutely. Hey, I need a therapy dog.
Because planning for that is fun.
It is kind of fun, but I think the hard part is like actually, and it's not even that like, I can't really explain what the hard part is like because I enjoy like networking,
not being creative,
and talking and things of that sort. Talking with people and things of that sort. But yeah, like the whole having an event and they were like, oh, just be as creative you want to and blah blah blah.
But it's some parts of event planning is not creative.
No, it's not.
Like you need what's time, date, location, space, people, food, where folks gonna go, how they RSVP. Like that's the stuff. That's operational stuff.
And that's the stuff that's like draining me. So the first thing of like event planning is finding the venue.
Yes.
So I've been in contact with like 12 different venues and like driving.
12.
Yeah. And like driving to them, pitching them.
So that's the first thing you're doing wrong. Right. 12. I would have had a top 3, and one of these gonna work. You're a perfectionist. I'm a recovering perfectionist, and so I've embraced the idea of profession of effort and not product. Niram, though, if you need something researched, he is the Google. He is a black Google. Nyambi, on the other hand, I'm gonna just give you the best that I like. Anita Baker say, I'm giving you the best that I got now.
Well,
and
that's the thing.
That's what makes it so hard for you because you don't stop.
Well, that's the thing.
They teach you that one-on-one in grad school. You have to know when to stop looking because there's always something out there. Okay. Oh, I'm cutting you off. You're getting mad.
So that's the thing. The thing is, with these events that we're planning, we're pretty much asking the venue to put everything. Yeah. So there's a lot of venues that don't see the benefit of like putting out like venue staff and food and drinks, all that.
I understand, so that's why you start with the big fish and work your way down.
Well, that's why I'm in plans with 10.
All right,
because hell, if I get one and some other bites, I can move those out throughout the months.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll keep Niram lifted.
Yeah.
Send him some operational management blessings.
Please do, because that's definitely my weakness.
It's operations. That's what it is.
Creativity, being creative. Niram got that. That operational shit. That ain't me.
Yeah, that ain't me at all. That ain't no problem.
All right.
What's going on for Pillow Talk, Niram? You all right?
Yeah.
Well, you're getting old. Your bones cracking.
So, Nyambi, I found out what your personality is, your personal type.
What?
Your personality type.
I know. I'm a INFJ. We should do Myers-Briggs.
Okay. We're not on that.
We should do Myers-Briggs. We're doing a personality type episode.
Okay.
Yes. Y'all know what Myers-Briggs is?
All right. Well, I got a couple letters for you then.
We're going to do a Myers-Briggs. It's just a personality assessment. Maybe we can do Strength Quest, and it talks about like your personality strengths and weaknesses and who you're compatible with. Yes, great job, Nero.
So your letters are B.I.E.
What?
You know what that stands?
Huh?
You know what that stands for?
What are you talking about? No.
Those are your letters for your personality test.
Please.
Black identity extremist.
What? Shut up.
Nyambi
I'm not an extremist.
Nyambi is a black identity extremist.
I don't know what the hell Nero was talking about. Is he done surprising through this topic on?
All right, so I'm trying to be funny. So, a leaked document from the FBI counterterrorism department revealed that the U.S. government views black identity extremists as the new threat.
Child, new? That's
threat.
A lie. They've been watching our black asses. Yeah.
So the August report, which was acquired by Foreign Policy, shows that the government officials are worried that individuals will seek retaliation against law enforcement officers due to the rise of police brutality incidents and police brutality incidents. So it stated that the FBI assesses it's very likely that black identity extremists perceptions, air quotes, perceptions
don't mean reality.
Perceptions of brutality against African Americans spurred an increase of premeditated and retaliatory lethal violence against law enforcement and will likely serve as a justification for such violence. It is also stated that the tenuous relationship between police officers and communities of color will feed the, air quotes, resurgence of ideological, motivated, and violent criminal activity.
I'm so sick of scary white people.
So, some of the things that they cited in this was like, Mike Brown's death in 2014 was like more or less what the FBI considered the catalyst for what they call now these black identity extremists.
So this is another example of why white people ain't never gonna give up their guns.
So, like I said, this is all
because they think any moment niggas are gonna lose their fucking mind and rise the fuck up and roll the fuck up on them. This report is why we're not gonna get gun reform, because white people are scared that niggas at any moment are gonna lose our shit and say, you know what, 500 years was enough. So
here's the fuck shit. So they talk about like all this police, brutality and violence against the police and all this shit. Mm-hmm. How many fatalities do you think law enforcement officers had this year?
Too many.
98. Mm-hmm. Compared to last year, 102. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
How many fatalities? So out of those fatalities, 36 of them were firearm related. Mm-hmm. And that's actually down from the 44 last year. Mm-hmm. The rest of the fatalities of these officers came from traffic incidents.
Yes. Now that's what they need to check the fuck out. Them police pulling you over on the side of the freeway and they ain't scooting the fuck over, because there's a lot of police officers getting the fuck hit.
Traffic incidents.
Yes.
Fires.
Yeah.
Illnesses and other causes. So out of that, 36 may have been done to firearm related incidents, and there's no data to state that any of these was done by people of color.
I bet out of that 36, maybe 10. I guarantee the other ones was their white brethren with some guns. What was old boy in Vegas was done by them, honey. I guarantee you that shit.
So, in comparison, 748 people were shot and killed by the police in 2017.
God damn, 700?
748. Uh-huh. So, the FBI is going around and, and making these reports about all this shit. However, they ain't did shit about white supremacists.
Yeah, what they file.
Made a title for these lone wolves that go out and make
white
these mass
supremacists,
shootings.
crazy white boys. Jeffrey Dahmers. We have the prototype, honey. We have the, what's it called? I watch Criminal Minds. What's it called when they say the profile? We have the unsuck and suck.
You got the unsuck.
And the thing is, we got the unsuck for the niggas too. I ain't mad at that, but if you're going to have the unsuck for the niggas, I'm going to need you to put the unsuck for the white people.
My thing is this. They coming. The race war is coming. The race war is here.
Coming? We've been in it. Well, what was it? They said they got the 100-year war. We in the 500-year war. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. We at the war. Don't sleep.
I would say, what is it called? The civil rights war?
We in the war. What the hell is you talking about? It just look different. It just ain't shoot 'em up, bang, bang. But it's a different type of war. going on. White people always been scared of Negroes. This is even something at all levels. So at high levels for the FBI, FBI all the way to the bot story. I told you I had to be an advocate for one of the black boys to work for me. They was about to try to get this young man in trouble talking about he gave hugs and we feel offended. What the fuck? Child. You offended because he a big black nigga. And you ain't used to big black niggas hugging up on your white ass. You're not about to Emmett Till the situation. Not when Nayan be on the fucking watch.
But what you tell them? You like big black niggas?
I told them that what I ain't say I like big black niggas, although I do. I have a type. But I told them, like, I was explicit with them to say, you know, big black men traditionally in your community are feared. Mm-hmm. For other reasons. Like, you know, and I kind of shut them down with that. And they was like, oh, what do you mean? I said, I'm not making this up. This is facts. Just turn on Fox News. Just turn on CNN. Like, this is what's going on. So instead of us scolding this young man, we just need to have a conversation about boundaries with them.
Yeah.
And not put this shit on the record and mess him up as, you know, this is a young boy. So his first reference. So folks calling, you know how crafty crackers to be. They're looking at his file and they'll see some shit and they'll try to say that underlying backhand in that crafty witchcraft tone on what done happened. And the new employer now like, oh, what is he, like sexual assault type shit? Like this shit can really spiral out of control and not on my fucking watch.
So most people are calling this the new COINTELPRO.
This is not fucking new. Y'all niggas stop saying this. They've been watching our black asses. I'm sure they watching this podcast just because we love blacks.
Yeah, I see.
This is not new. They've been watching MLK. They watched Malcolm X. They watched Malcolm. They watch since the FBI was created by that motherfucker. I ain't even gonna give him
cross-dressing dude.
It ain't even about the cross-dressing. Don't even bring the LGBT community into this because I'm sure they don't like to even bring him up. Okay, what's it called when Dave Chappelle when you give folks away? What's it called? What's that episode he had?
The draft.
The draft. I'm sure the LGBT community wants to give J. Edgar Hoover away. They ain't claiming him as the crew, okay? But since J. Edgar, ooga, like ooga bug. What I say? Ooga booga. Since he brung his monkey ass in there, he been watching niggas. Mm-hmm. Duh. That just makes me think of the power. Now I'm going back to see the table with Solange talking with Master P. If this is what they're doing, imagine the power we truly have that we don't know we have.
If they only knew they were slaves.
We could have freed 1,000 more. Queen Harriet Tubman. But we do have a lot of power. They've been watching us. They're going to continue watching us. This brings me something new. It's a lot of folks I be on Instagram, on Twitter. It's a lot of people I've been seeing been getting questions from the FBI. They did it to, what's his name? Umar, my favorite hotep. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit. Like, I know, especially as a black woman, I do not agree with everything Umar say, right? But it's something to be said when the FBI is going after this black man. Right? Yeah. That's a fucking problem. And we need to be on watch on shit like that. And there's some other folks that don't got more than maybe 1,000 followers. And they done put up on there like the FBI said they watching my monkey ass. That's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to be aware of. And be ready to stand and unite against the front. I don't give a Umar be talking about that stupid shit. But we can't let the FBI. No, that shit ain't gonna fly. And we have to know our rights and what we can and can't say. Because they already watching us. Y'all niggas think y'all doing something by putting tape over your Apple or what you call your Mac computer, nigga, they in your house looking at you. I don't trust the FBI. I don't trust the CIA. I don't trust nothing white people created.
They listening through.
They listen. They can fucking hear it. I'm sorry. I get really riled up about this. And like I said earlier, this is the reason why gun reform is not going to happen. Y'all know, I'm going to be straight up real with y'all. I knew gun reform was not going to happen as soon as Sandy Hook happened.
Ooh, I knew you was going to say that.
As soon as they went in there and killed all them white children, in liberal ass Connecticut,
one of the richest states in the United
States. So they not only you got the white guilt and the white liberalism here, you got the money to back the shit, and it still didn't go through. You ain't taking these white people and their guns away.
Sure, right.
Okay.
And it's those type of niggas, and we went way off this, but
I know I'm gonna bring it back to you. But all this ties together, though. I know it seems like it don't, but all this layers on this shit.
It is. Mm-hmm. But I also think like even like the Las Vegas shit, like there's people who been shot, who's been hurt, and they're like, no, gun reform don't need to happen. Yeah. I wish I had a gun so I can try to shoot at him.
Shut up, stupid.
Stupid as fuck.
Do you know what type of gun this nigga had? He like nigga read what a rifle to make it an automatic. Like what type of? And why do you have to have so much ammunition for a small army in your house? But my tie back to that was. That's the motherfucker they need to profile on. If you buy X amount of number of guns, they need to have a profile on you. Who the fuck is you? What the fuck? It ain't enough bears in the world. The bears and the deers got more protections than niggas.
They do. But the thing is that with that shit is they can get away with that shit because they can go to like these
NRA.
Not even the NRA, but like these guns dealers or like how they do like the gun shows, like the hunting and rifle shows and shit like that. Yeah. It'd be like private sellers there, so niggas don't need to do background checks and shit like that.
It pisses
so
me
they can just go there and just buy up all types of guns and shit from there.
You know what else pisses me off? I'm talking about this Vegas shooter. Where they talking about the hotel staff should have been aware because he came in there with 4 or 5 bags. The fucking gun dealer wasn't aware when that nigga bought 100 rounds of ammunition. Nigga, who is you shoot? This ain't on clearance. What is it? What are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? So, I'm a B.I.E. What's it called? B.I.E.
Bye.
I am a black. What is it? International extremist.
No, baby. And identity extremist.
Fine.
Okay.
But, did we wrap everything up we need to? I know Niram said I went off task, but I think all that go together. Like they've been watching niggas from the beginning. They don't want you to be empowered. They try to divide you amongst the community. That's why I tell y'all got to give Umar a chance. He do some shit wrong. We're going to get him together on the LGBT community. We're going to get him together on women. But the bigger picture, we got to make sure we watching him just as a black man, right? Because they watching his ass. I need to find them other folks on my Instagram. I done seen at least in the last 2-3 weeks, people say that the FBI done reached out to them and say they want to have a fucking conversation. I don't got shit to talk about to the motherfucking FBI. I don't have shit to say. You already know it. You tell me.
Well, baby, I received an email.
Shut up.
Okay. Well,
I'm next. They got the right one.
Okay. So let's bring up a little happier but sad news. So the Canadian government has announced that they will be giving $800 million in reparations.
What? To who?
The indigenous people.
God, I need more than 800.
So the Crown Indigenous Affairs Ministry.
Canadians stole the land from the. I guess so. Damn. They worry about the niggas. They need to be worried about the Native Americans in this motherfucker. Okay. Them the ones who need to be like, I'm sick of all of y'all.
Rise
Slaves,
up.
Mexicans, whites. I'm tired of all of y'all. Y'all talk about the LGBT community. We done been had two-spirited. Wait, what's that to call it? Two-spirit.
What?
You know what I'm talking about? I think in the Native American culture, they have something. So, like in the westernized culture, we have like male, female, but they have like male, female, and like two-spirited. So meaning that, that's a different episode, but meaning that you maybe don't identify as none of those or a mixture of both. Like, so basically our LGBT community. So, how we try to break down all, we love a label.
Yeah, white people love a label.
Yeah, but the Native Americans like, no, ain't no labels. You just two-spirited.
You just two-spirit. You got two spirits in you.
Come on.
Okay, so the
I think it's two spirits. Let me Google it.
The Crown Indigenous Affairs Minister announced that Ottawa, Canada government has reached an agreement with the survivors of the 60 Scoop.
I never heard of that.
So the 60 Scoop, because I had to do a little research on this. So during the 60 Scoop, Native American children was forcibly taken from their parents and given to white families. Mm-hmm. So this basically started in like the 1800s and then went all the way down to like the 1960s. So in the 1800s, the Canadian government and churches decided that the Native people needed to assimilate. Yeah. So they created like these residential schools and all this stuff. Again. And like the Native American children were sent there and things of that sort. So during the 1960s, there still was a group of natives who wasn't a part of that. And they came through, the white folks came through and started scooping their ass up.
Oh.
And taking these kids to these schools. It's basically like, I almost want to say internment camps or like.
It is.
Pretty much. Like they just go in there and say, you need to assimilate to like this culture. So, you need to learn the Christian faith, do all this other stuff. So, the schools was later found that, to be rife with physical, psychological, and sexual abuse in these children. Oh. So in order to make amends.
This has generational impacts, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So in order to make amends, and I'm using air quotes here, the Canadian government would pay the children that was taken away during the scoop approximately $800 million in reparations.
That's all Native Americans.
So the agreement is not done yet, but $750 was set aside, and this is millions for individual compensation. So
damn, where Canada getting their coins?
I don't know.
God damn.
But they guesstimate somewhere around like 20,000-ish where people will claim this money. So if it's less than 20,000 people who come forward, they would get about $50,000. And then if it's more than 20,000 people, they would get somewhere around $250,000. So, just make some comments to talk about, no money can compensate the harm and suffering that these people had. And yes, this is, one step in the right decision, but this ain't everything.
Shit, that's heavy, Niram. You should have sent me a text on that. The reparations are nice, because money helps. You can build wealth and foundation from that. But wait. So they took these Native American children from their families and put them in these internment camps and tried to make them assimilate.
Not camps, schools.
Camps.
Boarding schools.
Camps.
Air quotes, boarding schools.
Ain't no boarding school.
Yeah. So they took them from their kids and then gave them to white families and things of that sort.
I mean, they doing better. The one thing I would give them a little praise for is that they naming it and claiming it.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think America ever would name and claim it. For example, I don't think we ever going to give it to, was it Chinese or Japanese internment camps we had? Is it Japanese internment camps
I don't remember.
On the West Coast? I don't think America will ever go to the Japanese people and be like, oh, we sorry for keeping you on them camps.
Where is my 40 acres?
Oh, you going back to us? Oh, I just knew that was off the board.
Where's my 40 acres?
Sweetie, that's off the board.
You know what? I won't even take them. Give me a cow.
Shit. Just give me a year not paying taxes.
So, it's definitely a good thing, but anywhere between $20,000 to $50,000 is not enough.
No.
Not enough for the stuff that these people has been through. Not enough for the generational harm this has done.
Mental,
this is
physical, emotional, wealth, financial,
this shit is crazy.
The Native Americans is coming for y'all white people.
But hell, at least they getting some money.
Yeah, at least they are getting some money, but that's just one step.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And then, so for the folks to even get the money, they have to be educated enough to know that this is happening and be able to go through the process. Yeah. So it's already going to a privileged population and not going to the population who
really suffered and things of that sort.
So hopefully just everyone is a each one teach one in this mug. But I don't think we would bankrupt America. And if they had to give reparations to all the motherfuckers.
My other question is, how do you even determine who was there and who wasn't there? So these people have to actually raise their hand. You have to claim this shit. You're just not gonna wake up one day and have a $20,000 to $50,000 check in your name.
That's why I say it's going to the privileged. Yeah. It's going to the more of the privileged or the more highly educated or more folks who are aware. Because if you're not aware of any of this, you think it's a mail-in scam.
Yeah.
They call you actually, do you want to go on a cruise?
Exactly.
They're like, no.
Well, give me your social security number and your birthday and all this other stuff.
No.
It's like those emails you get, those spam emails, hello. We get them all the time. Hello, Black Love Matters. I am from the embassy. I'm an ambassador somewhere in Africa.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say our favorite country.
And I would like to give some money to you, just for me.
Your name, number,
and your
credit score,
and your bank ID.
Deed to the house.
Yeah. So, all right. So that was a little.
Shout out to them though. Yeah. At least for doing it in the natives. Y'all hold strong. Even in America, how it was Indigenous Appreciation Day. Mm-hmm. We don't talk a lot about that.
No,
we don't talk a lot about the natives and the stuff that they went through and still go through, and the generational impact that they still have. And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? That's some ultimate bullshit.
Exactly.
I forgot what I was reading too. I gotta go back to it. They were saying how a lot more black folks is more native than we think we are. So it's a whole nother school of thought that not as many people came from Africa, right? And that a lot of the brown people were actually Native Americans. And they just stripped that entire culture from them. And just because their skin was darker, put them all with the African people, you with them, honey.
I can believe it.
Okay. It didn't take much, did you? I don't even got all the statistics. I don't got the facts. I don't cite the source.
I'm part Cherokee.
That's why I say it goes to our black culture. Because for some reason, we love to say what we part and who we with and who we not. But what do you think about it is black Native Americans or dark-skinned Native Americans. But this person, I forgot what I was reading. We might have to bring it on another episode. But they were saying it's a lot more brown people that are natives than we ever acknowledged to be. And I think that goes to, what was our episode, last week? We were talking about colorism. So, the idea, I don't know, I'm not native, but I can imagine it is colorism within the Native American population too.
I get it. Hell, just think about this. There's some white racist motherfucker down south that's your cousin.
What? What are you talking about, Nero?
Just think about it. Like, if you just gotta think about it like this. So if all black African Americans come from somewhere down south due to slavery, yes, there's a racist motherfucker who's somewhere that's ancestry down the line. That's your cousin.
I guess. Well, we got folks believe they. I shouldn't say believe they are from the islands and South America. And
you still got some white people in your family.
You asked my grandma. You just got dropped off on a boat first.
Shit.
You just got the first leg of it.
There's raping and pillaging everywhere.
You just got dropped off first.
All right. We are going off task.
Ain't no cool. That's how we have conversation.
I know, baby.
All right. Nerum is trying to keep us on task.
I am trying to keep us on task.
I just be talking and talking and talking.
Baby, you know what? Do your thing. This is your podcast, too.
Oh.
This is your podcast.
I told you that Native American, we need to get a black Native on here. What's that black girl who Native American? But look like she from like Cleveland.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to have to find her. We need to dig more into her and see what that is. Shout out to the natives. They got a lot of stuff going on.
Don't we all?
And why the FBI worried about us, they really need to watch the natives. I'm sure they're watching them too, honey. Because if anybody ready to pop off, I know it's them.
No, they didn't put their ass on the reservations, gave us some cigarettes in that casino.
No, but they plotting on it, and they better be.
And, the thing is, with cigarette sales going down, those smoke shops is not surviving.
What they going to do? Weed?
Well, they trying to, but shit.
The white people ain't letting them come.
Hell no.
Nero, next topic.
ESPN suspended Jamila Hill.
I knew it was a matter of time.
For, a new series of tweets.
What she done said? What's this say?
So, basically, she was just coming in, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah, a black woman having an opinion in America. Yeah. And she was suspended. So, basically, she was having, basically just talking about the owner of Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and basically how he was talking about, like, all his players, basically all his niggers on the plantation gonna stand because there would be no disrespecting tolerated with the flag.
Who said the word fuck disrespecting the flag?
Some white.
What does the flag have to do with this? And also, if we are disrespecting the flag, it's an inanimate object.
White people wear flags as bikinis and underwears, all in their coochies and ass. If that is not disrespect, then what is?
But let's be clear, we're not disrespecting the flag. That is not what kneeling means.
No.
But if it did, it's an object.
There's a white woman right now. They got some shitty ass with American flag draws on.
Come on. Did you say shitty?
Shitty.
Oh my God.
Shitty ass American draws.
Yes.
If that's not disrespectful, then what is?
Then what the fuck is?
So basically, she was like, don't ask Dez or other Cowboy players to protest. A more powerful statement is for you to stop watching and buying their merchandise. Or how about not patronizing the advertisers who support the Cowboys? You can watch and do that, right? The players always ask change happen. This play always works. Change happens when advertisers are impacted. If you feel strongly about Jerry Jones' statement, boycott his advertisers. So basically,
sorry.
And then she went on to say, like, Jerry Jones has also created a problem with for his players, specifically the black ones. Yeah. If they don't kneel, then some will see them as sellouts. No, Jerry has turned this into them, choosing football over their community they represent, and this isn't right. I agree by drawing the line in the sand. Jerry put his players under more scrutiny and threw them under the bus. So basically, ESPN, you read all this shit, and ESPN, I just put two and two together.
Yes.
Some of the Cowboys sponsors are also ESPN sponsors.
Yep.
So they was like, we don't like this shit. Jamil, you need to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Negro.
And so, they wrote a statement that's saying, like, Jamil Hill has been suspended for 2 weeks for a second violation.
Is it paid?
I don't know.
Hopefully. If it's paid, then it's all right. We don't have no comment.
It's a vacation.
Look, no comment.
Oh.
Black Love Matters. No comment. Is it paid?
I don't know.
If it's paid, it's just we just doing this for the aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
And I think either way they are. I don't really think they give a fuck regardless. They just worried about their coin. But hopefully it's paid.
Yeah, so they said, Jamel Hill has been suspended for 2 weeks for a second violation of our social media guidelines. She previously acknowledged letting her colleagues and company down with impulsive tweet. In the aftermath, all employees were reminded of how individual tweets may reflect negatively on ESPN and that such actions will have consequences, hence this decision.
Oh my God.
So, motherfuckers was dragging ESPN.
I know they was. I know Black Twitter and Woke Twitter got on that ass, honey.
Black, Woke, Twitter, everybody.
Yeah.
We was there too.
Good.
So.
And this was a 2-week suspension. And what did she just say? So basically, the idea is when you sign up for a company, you can't have an opinion. Then I want to go back to my inner white male Republican. Where the fuck is freedom of speech? She didn't swear in these statements. Nope. She wasn't derogatory.
She didn't call nobody a crafty
bitch.
cracker.
Like, I would have called somebody a bitch, a crafty cracker. I would have told somebody to suck my dick. Like, none of that happened. No. Jamelia was very, very classy.
Very.
And she still got that. That's why I do with Nyambi things. Because they suspended us regardless. At least I'm going out in flames. Have you seen that little Asian baby who would just be like flames in the background?
No.
And they'd be like, when you leave your job, you don't give a fuck. That's Nyambi. Because they do this shit, right? Yeah. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Respectability politics.
Exactly. So I think that's more or less where it comes down to that she just disrespected respectability politics.
She stepped out of a box that they provided for this nigga wench. And they say, you cannot do this, nigga wench. And she did, and there's the consequences. They gotta punish her. They gotta punish. And you a woman? You a black woman? How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you have an opinion? How dare you go back and do things like this? I've had people in my previous job say, don't you know how lucky you are you did this X, Y, and Z? What, nigga?
How dare you?
The Lord provided this. I got my walk with the Lord, right? After I'm done cussing. But you ain't provide me a damn thing. Right? But this is what they do, not only as a black person. So I think as a male she would have got a week. But as a woman, you got to get 2 weeks. Because one, being a person of color, you stepping out of line. And two, you being a woman, and you being a woman in a dominated field. Bye, girl. I knew it was a matter of time before they came for her. And the only thing we can stand strong behind her.
Yeah.
And they better have it. Sis, I hope it's paid. If it's paid, we don't got no comment. But if it ain't paid, we got a problem with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just as a black woman, the intersectionality is so daily and it's so abusive and it's so overt that it's not even, I don't have no words for it. It does not surprise me that they suspended a woman. I'd just be amazed every day she get on television and they let her wear braids.
That's why you be surprised?
I'm surprised of that, honey. You know? See, that's what I'm saying. You don't gotta worry about stuff like this, man.
Yeah.
I remember bringing up hair in my graduate program in professionalism in old white man. He shut me down. I was like, oh, that's not a thing. Motherfucker, you only got 3 strands of hair on your hair. How are you going to tell me what hair and what it is and what it feels like with that 1A hair?
You see that stringy white ass hair?
Yeah, that's 1A.
I cannot.
White people hair, 1A.
I cannot.
So I don't know. So I feel for sis, but we gonna stand with you.
Yeah.
I don't even know much about sports at BSPN. Whatever she need me to do, just tell me, sis. We got you. So where's BT at? We're on. Let's come out with a sports. We're redoing the whole OWN platform. We want a sports segment, and we want Miss Hill to lead it.
Right.
Done.
And we want a late night talk show.
Done. Okay, now we talk about Miss Hill.
Hey.
And we want her to run it. That's it.
Yeah.
It does not surprise me, but we got to stay firm because we as the viewers, we have a voice. So when she get off this 2-week leave, we need to really watch closely that they don't try to move her. I don't know what shows and stuff you do. I don't do sports, honey. But whatever that is, we need to make sure she goes right back to 100%, right? Yeah. We got to make sure they ain't try to ease her out of her job, of her exposure, all that stuff.
Well, they tried to do that the first time.
Yeah.
They're trying to replace her ass with some shit, and niggas was not for it.
Yeah, that's what we got to be on. Like this, I'm upset about, right? But I'm praying. I'm about 90% sure this paid. So let sis go ahead, go to Bora Bora, girl. Go to Bora Bora, go get your braids retwisted, relax, do some self-care. But when she come back, we need to be like, we stand for Miss Hill.
All right, what if it's not paid? Then what?
That's a problem. Because now I want to look in the history books to see if any white boys don't want on suspension because of sexual harassment cause and then got paid. That's a problem.
Okay.
Because usually them white boys get paid on that.
They always get paid.
Come on. Now, if sis was paid, all right, fine. She got the treatment of a white man now.
Mm-hmm. But I doubt that happened.
I hope so. It ain't come out another. I think she would say something if she didn't get that coin. She seemed like my type of nigga. Now what?
Because Naomi be like, they suspended me without pay.
Yep.
Without pay.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid these 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think they paid her.
My next paycheck will be 0. You know,
it's about them coins, right? You got to put your mouth where your money is, right?
I'm going to set up a GoFundMe.
I mean, and I know that sounds crazy, but it is. So if this is a paid leave, all right, sis, we'll bite the bullet, fine, but we need her back at 100%. And we want her there. Y'all can't ease her out. Because that's what they'll try to do to brown people. They'll try to usher you on out the back.
Yeah.
That's his stage left.
It ain't no try. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get her ass the fuck on. They're trying to cancel her.
Yeah.
And
that's the bigger goal.
Cannot let that shit happen. Actually, I'm gonna write an email.
Let me speak to your manager.
Jamel, who's your manager?
Who is the CEO of ESPN?
I would like to speak to the manager, please.
Yes. This some bullshit.
I'm going to go ahead and write me a long scathing ass email.
Yeah. So I think that's more of the bigger goal for me. Like, this 2 weeks, it's ridiculous. But this is sis' career. She done worked hard. She done put in these years. I don't know, after 10 years, I don't know if she get health insurance. I don't know what. But if sis like ESPN, she need to deserve to stay there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to support her. And I don't even believe in sports. What? I don't believe in them. I don't believe in games, actually.
I know.
Just lump it together. I don't believe in basketball. I don't believe in Uno. I don't believe in spades. I don't believe in football. I don't believe in games.
And y'all talking about I ain't had no joy.
What? I have joy every day. The Lord woke me up.
Now I'm be like, I don't believe in games. I win at life.
I do.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't play games. I win at life. Next.
Can I move on to the next story? You got anything on this?
No, we got you, sis. I'm putting up the oil of the Lord on it. She got paid. Good. Go to board, like I said. Retwist your hair, sis. Do some essential oils. Quiet meditation, prayer. Come back ready to kill it.
Who's Jamel Hill's manager?
Hopefully another black woman.
I would like to talk to their manager. I would like to talk to the person who made this decision.
Oh, I thought you meant like publicist. You talking about supervisor?
No, yeah, manager.
Talk to your supervisor.
I want to talk to their manager. I want to speak to their manager.
I want to talk to the VP of communications.
Yes.
And employee relations.
Yes.
HR.
BET, better. Yeah, BET. This is your time to step up.
I said on BET.
Okay, BET on
TV1.
Centric.
Is Centric still on?
Yes. You know all they play is unsung.
You know what? I gotta watch TV1 tonight because y'all know that Bobby Christina movie being replayed. I don't know if that's in my spirit to watch though.
This is y'all time to step up to create a sports show.
It's no sports show on the Negro channels.
No,
and we are sports.
They barely got news.
Where the news at? Except Roland.
That's what I said.
That ain't funny. No, don't do that to him. He's been in the game for a long time.
And then they got Tavis Smiley ass.
Is Tavis Smiley still on there?
Once in a while.
Tavis Smiley, I go back with his cooning ass. Sometimes he gets on my motherfucking nerves. I used to stand for Tavis Smiley about 15 years ago.
Tavis ain't been in black folks' good graces since he was dissing Obama.
Yeah, I didn't like that shit. Him and Cornell need to sit down with their bitter ass. It's the time and place for everything, bruh, sis, cuz, and that was not the time. You did not win. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Okay, so these last two stories kind of go together. So
yeah, you reminded me of Cornell West, why he be getting on my nerves. Y'all, I know y'all love Cornell, but he got with them white women, honey.
All right, so these next two stories go together, babe.
Okay.
So
Cornell West. Jesus. Can we have an episode about these black dignitaries that just need to be, in front of white people? And he is brilliant. I'm not taking that away from him, but that nigga got some ways. He just got back into the movement. Never mind.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Let me know when you finish.
This is something we don't talk about now. Y'all on Umar, y'all need to get on Cornell. Next.
You gonna bring Eric Dyson in this too?
Eric Dyson ain't my favorite, but not for the reasons of Cornell.
Oh.
Cornell got separate reasons. Eric Dyson just get on my nerves. I can't stand all that rapping shit. God, just speak. Cornell, I got other fish to fry with him. But Eric just get on my nerves because he always, he that nigga on the side of the street that you be like, all right, I ain't trying to hear your mixtape, but this what you trying to tell me. Jesus. So I got different bones to pick with each of them. But I love them. But I got bones to pick with their asses.
All right. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. You brought it up.
I didn't bring it up.
And see, this is black women. We can't say this shit because then y'all be talking about we bitter and crazy. I'm speaking the fucking truth. Y'all know what I'm talking about out there, sisters. Y'all know.
Babe.
Who do you, y'all, Niram love some Michael Eric Dyson, honey. I used to confuse his name with the vacuum. What do you call him? Dyson Eric Michael.
Oh, no,
you love him.
No, I read both of their books. But my thing is this.
First of all,
I know you in the Reader's Ball ones,
and
baby.
I'm versed in both their readings. I know you versed in both. I'm a well-read black woman.
Yes, you are.
But
I don't have a favorite, but I think it's funny. You
have a favorite.
No, but I think it's funny is that when people be like, I don't like Dyson, but they love Cornel West, and I'm like, well,
Cornel is a shady nigga.
But I be like, well, Dyson is
the protege, basically.
It's pretty much the protege of Cornel West. So how you gonna like one but don't like the other one? Both of them come from each other. They from the same branch. So that be my thinking.
I am the child of God, but I am not on God's level. Okay. So
that'd be my thing with the whole black academics. When all the black academics get together, I'm like, oh, I don't like Cornel West.
Don't say like. I put respect on all their names. Like they're brilliant. They're scholars. They gave to the community, right? But they got some fucking ways, especially that Cornell.
They both got ways.
They got some ways. Eric ways ain't as bad. It's just I can't stand all that spoken word and rap. And by him doing that, I can't take him seriously. It gives me very used car salesman. Let me spit your game, talk your shit. Like I can't. Mm-hmm. I can't. I'm from Detroit. I know niggas like that. I know it. Hell, I got uncles like that. Okay? You're not going to run it by me.
You're not going to run that bullshit.
You're not going to run that.
Go on with that bullshit.
What Phaedra say? Go away from here. Go away from here with that shit. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. And we're amongst family. White people, they're brilliant. They're scholars. They're pillars in the black community. Around our folks, them niggas got some ways.
So that's more or less my issue is that when people be like, well, I don't like Dyson or I don't like Cornel West, and I was like, well, they both are extensions of each other. Yeah, like one... Yeah. He's literally a root off of each other. So how do you don't like the offspring?
I just told you.
Okay.
What y'all's thoughts on Cornel West and Dyson Michael?
Michael Eric
Dyson. Uh-huh.
So that's more or less my thing because both of them, whatever. All right, whatever. So these two stories kind of go together.
Okay.
So I was on Twitter. And
of course.
The
new Wikipedia.
Like I said, I be up on woke black Twitter.
Yeah.
And sometimes some niggas ain't got joy. But this time.
Well, you know what, Niram? It took me a minute. I know a few episodes you told me to have joy. To be woke is to have no joy. And I ain't believe that, but I do now.
I told you. To be woke is to not to have joy.
Because I've been thinking about it like when we talk about stuff on the podcast, when I'm dealing with shit at work, even with my parents. Like it just takes joy out of situations.
It do.
It does.
Because you always got to be the one to step up and say, hold up, this is not right.
Yeah.
And then you got to go back and show them the context. The context of 500 years of slavery and all this other shit and go back to like the Middle Passage. You can't be. There's no joy in being woke.
I went back to the middle passage so bad with people. I talked about how it related to us having what's it called, the blood sugar with the sodium.
Oh,
the salt in our diet. I said because the motherfuckers who made it could tolerate all that salt. This is what happened by the white man. They was like, "What, bitch? Did you just go back 500 years to validate?"
Yes.
Salt. And what is it called? What is the term we use, black people, when you have high salt? Do we call it high salt?
No, you talking about hypertension, baby?
Yeah, hypertension. That's
high blood pressure.
High blood pressure. It's because we are more sustainable to high blood pressure because our ancestors who survived the Middle Passage had to deal with all that salt. Come on, I wrapped that shit in a bow. And when I was done, they looked at me like, "Bitch, is you crazy?" I said, "No." I'm telling you the facts. The ones who couldn't take it died or jumped off.
They died or jumped off or died and jumped off?
Hey, depends on the day.
Okay. So Twitter users use Photoshop to Photoshop Rihanna and Beyonce as white women, believing that white skin is more beautiful.
Again, no, I'm going to say something real disrespectful, but no.
So, yeah, these are like new pictures. Like, white people's like, ooh, Rihanna would be way much more beautiful if she was white and other bullshit. And this kind of goes with the story that where niggas was dragging Dove because of that commercial.
Now, I'm going to say this. I don't think Dove did this to be malicious, but I do think that they lacked cultural competency, empathy, compassion, and awareness. Does that make sense? Because sometimes white people do this shit and they know what the fuck they duping. Like when Nyambi do shit, I know what I'm doing. Right? So when I run over, guess back of the feet with the buggy, I know what I'm doing, right? But I don't think Dove did this maliciously. I think they did this due to a lack of cultural competency and diversity within their marketing team. It don't make it right, but I think it's two different stands to come from. And it don't give them a pass, but I don't think they did this to be malicious.
I bet they was like,
I don't think they was like, oh, we about to piss the niggas off.
No, I bet they was like, we had people of color in this. Like,
yeah, they thought they was
diverse.
woke as hell. They thought they was white and woke, honey. They thought black people was about to go start buying Dove. They got their black soap line coming out. They thought they was the killer. And they fucked up and they missed the mark. I believe that. Y'all better go set up an internship for some brown kids, honey, because this ain't it. Go ahead. I mean, do you think differently? You think they were?
No.
You think this is systematic, what Dove did?
I think it's just as stupid as Cam Newton.
Yes. You hit it on the head. I would put Cam Newton and Dove on the same thing. It don't make them right and it don't give them a pass. The only thing I would give them is I don't think you meant malicious behind this. Like, I don't think you meant to set out to fuck with people. Like, I don't think Cam meant to set out to offend women. I don't think Dove set out to meant to offend people of color. But guess what?
But it's inherently...
You did.
They was trying to be well-intending.
Well-intending, yeah.
But it's inherently in their genes.
They don't know no better, honey.
I'm just saying, misogynistic, what is it called? I'm about to say monogamous. Misogynist.
Monoganism? What is that a mixture of? The fear of being monogamous? The phobia of being monogamous with the same person. I was trying to say
misogynist and monogamous came out together.
Yeah.
But I think, misogynist is inheriting men just like... Racism. This racism is inherent into Dove.
I agree. And Dove did what they were supposed to do. We sorry. And that's it. And they need to just disappear for a while and try again for Christmas. So
I know we didn't talk about Cam today, but it was some shit that came out about that reporter. It was like, she was doing like racist ass tweets and things of that sort. So
to who?
Just period.
Is the reporter white or black Mexican?
White woman.
Oh, God, Jesus. Y'all niggas gonna learn. Keep fucking with these princesses. Keep fucking with these white women. I think maybe in our earlier episode, I always say that big issues and topics do not get attention until white women say it. Till white women get angry, it does not become a thing. If Cam Newton said that to Jamil Hill, it wouldn't even been on the news.
No. Okay. He'd just be talking shit.
We're not even going to ask why Jamil Hill's in the room. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It goes, and again, I'm not excusing Cam Newton. He shouldn't have said it that way. Like,
he shouldn't have said it at all.
I'm not.
Nigga was stupid as fuck.
But again, because a white woman found offense to it and had a platform to say that, it's an issue. And that man lost his yogurt money. What? What? I don't think the man should have lost his yogurt money. I stand firm in that. And y'all get mad at me if you want. I don't think you should start. Y'all lost his yogurt money.
He shouldn't have lost his yogurt money.
No. I do not think Cam Newton came on there to be offensive to women. I do not. I think he has not been around women who knew they shit as baby girl. I don't know what her name is. Knew it. I just think that was new to him. Mm-hmm. And again, he should have kept it in his head. But if we're going on stereotypes, they ain't the brightest.
No.
Come on.
He should have blamed.
He run up and down the field chasing the ball like what?
No, he actually throws the ball.
Whatever. There's a lot of dogs that throw the ball too.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Yay.
But it's all for the entertainment for the white man. Okay.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, baby.
So I that's what I think about the Dove commercial. It was poor taste, tacky, should have been redone. But do I think it was malicious? Nah. I don't know if Dove going for that because they about the green.
My question is, where are they black interns at? Where are there people of color? My question, if there was any black interns on this, y'all missed the mark. Y'all
should be fired. You should be fired.
You should be fired. You should be dragged. No, they should be dragged and fired.
Your yogurt money should be gone.
Because y'all let this shit fly.
Maybe not interns because babies are scared. But if you getting paid a clean salary, if any people of color is getting paid a nice salary on this team, them the ones. I need y'all to come to the front of the congregation and put them on Twitter. What's that? Yes, you're racist.
Yes.
What's that? Put them on there. Because even at my bot store, I'm not letting them fly with some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm calling them out like, if y'all going forward with that, I need to be on the record that I don't co-sign with this.
And Naomi is good for being like,
if you're going to go forward with this, I understand. You know, my line is, if you're going forward with this because it's the priorities of the company, I completely understand. But what I wanted to be noted on the record is that I think this is offensive because of X, Y, and Z. I need that to be noted on the record. This me, just in case there is a backlash and there's any question. That make white people think, honey.
It sure do.
I put that. I said to them in person and I sent the email. Just in case they ain't comfortable, they be like, well, we can't do that, Naomi. I got the email to pull up. So y'all ain't dragging me on Twitter. I'm like, I told their asses not to do it. Because I understand, you know, you got to get your tech right. But it's a way to do it. So I think, Dove, what they need to do, low key, is come up with a higher initiative. It ain't got to be just black people, just people of color or woke white people, someone for them to just to be a vetting board. But don't they do focus groups?
It had to.
Y'all need to redo y'all focus group. Go to Detroit. Go to Cleveland. Go to Atlanta. Go with some Negroes.
Right.
Oakland. Just test it out. You know what the climate is. Test it out with some Negroes, okay? And so that's what I think the problem is. They ain't have enough right people around the table, and they had some white folks who thought they was doing some shit. Because I think they thought because of the climate, they moving forward in it. Mm. I told you they probably won't release their black soap line.
Dove Black.
But also what's broader in this, and what Dove should have known better if they knew their history. Soap companies, period, not just with Dove, have a history of back in the day of aligning black skin with being dirty and white skin with being pure.
Right.
So even if you just go back to the historical context, which is why I told you your tech and history class is so important. Even the way that video was structured, maybe you should have had the white skin transitioning to the black skin to set a different tone. Because I think I heard somebody say, maybe it was YouTube or something, like, well, would y'all niggas had a problem if it was from white skin to black skin? No, we wouldn't have a problem.
We had a problem.
And why is that a bad thing?
Right.
No, we won't, because that's something different. But you going from the before with the first one being the black skin and rusty to the white, yes, that's a fucking problem, because we've been seeing this image hundreds of years. Yes, that's a problem. That ain't creative. That ain't new. You telling me my skin is dirty, and for it to be clean and beautiful, got to be white.
Yeah.
But now if you do something different and say my skin dirty is white, allegedly, air quotes, whatever Neon be saying, and then have it switch over to brown, that is a different conversation. That is changing the dynamic. That is shifting the power. And low-key, white people trying to be like us anyway, because everyone took over Shea Moisture, and I be at my little bot store. No white people be buying coconut oil, shea butter, and black soap. Don't even know what the fuck to do with it, honey. Okay? That's why it's going up. Y'all notice how much coconut oil going up?
That shit is going up. I can only buy my shit from Marshalls.
Shut up. But it is, right? So they're taking all the shit we've been doing. Black folks, we've been using oils, butter, and lard, right? Y'all shout out to the Crisco. Y'all know some of y'all lotion over Crisco, whatever. But we've been doing this since our great-great-grandparents.
Yeah.
White people just got on this shit. What was that? YouTube? Facebook?
Black people, why you didn't tell us about the butters?
We've been using the butters, and butters used to be cheap.
Yeah, sure was.
Butters is high as hell. And oils, see how much some almond oil costs you. An arm and a leg, honey.
Damn.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's multiple levels to this. So they, I don't think initially it was being malicious or anything, but they just missed the trigger. They need to have more culturally. I'm not even going to just say brown people, because they can have some old Uncle Tom niggas up in there being Carson. They need to have people who are culturally competent and aware and connected to the community, get them focus groups, and also know your fucking history. So when we're dealing with soap, niggas always been told that we need to do better. We used to have that lie, that shit that changed your skin. Like, this is the historical context that revolves around this. It's much bigger than just this 20-second commercial. It's like you ignoring all the other shit before, and you're not putting respect on it. I'm done.
Alrighty.
You don't got nothing else to say there.
They fucked up. Fuck them niggas.
What?
I use black soap.
We do use black soap or Dr. Bonner.
I use black. Look, Neum's care is black soap, coconut oil, and shea butter.
Yeah.
Ain't got shit to do with fucking Dove.
Yeah, Dove
if anything,
the best cleanser anyway.
If anything, I use that deodorant. Now I gotta switch, and I can't use no natural deodorant.
No,
I tried to have it.
Deodorant don't work.
I tried to use that Shea Moisture natural deodorant. That shit
burn your armpit.
It had my armpits on fucking fire.
What is that burn it?
I don't know. It's the same shit with fucking Toms. Like,
it's
you
that
use
essential oil in it.
I don't know what it is, but hey, it leave your fucking I can't even get armpits on fucking fire.
My mom said, "Cause you musty."
But it
They're
ain't
killing
because
the musk.
how when you just got out the shower?
I don't know. It burned too. Well, I believe in the all-purpose clinical strength deodorant.
Is it Dove?
No.
Oh, what is it then? Suave?
Oh no, I use no. I don't. Never mind. We're not gonna do this.
Well, which one you use then? It's only. Is it secret?
Listen, Niram, this is not a hygiene episode, but we will have a hygiene episode about sexual care and hygiene.
Okay.
Because it is some preparation y'all need to take, especially as you're getting older and them parts marinating. Come on, Niram, what else we talking about?
So I was reading this article on Psychology Today about why people hold grudges.
White people hold grudges?
Why?
Oh, I thought you said, they hold grudges.
Why people hold grudges and what to do about them. Are you interested in that?
Yeah.
Okay, so in a recent study.
Because you hold grudges and I don't.
So
even against white people, I don't hold grudges because that's just who they are.
I will hold a grudge. You done wrong. You wronged me. You dead in my life.
Neron be acting like he an extra from Game of Thrones. Neron be acting like Arya Stark.
Yes.
I'll be making say your name at night.
And checking it twice. You wronged me, motherfucker. I'm coming for you.
I believe that you and your maker take care of that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So in a recent study on forgiveness and apologies, I done lost the train of thought.
Oh, shit.
They define forgiveness as a process that allows for close relationships to endure despite hurtful events. In forgiveness, they go on to note that one becomes decreasingly motivated to retaliate against the offending relationship partner, decreasingly motivated to maintain estrangement from the offender, and increasingly motivated to conciliation and goodwill for the defender. And given the opportunity, will seek for forgiveness and things of that sort. So they basically had a study to figure out why people forgive and why people hold grudges. So they came up with like this scale, and they pretty much said that people who are likely to forgive are less likely to perceive a transgression as such if they are high in quality and believing in a just world. So when you
what?
Yeah, that's what they said, believing in a just world.
Uh-huh.
So when you believe in a just world, you realize that people might commit actions that will require an apology, but you also realize that everyone does something wrong from time to time, and in the end, the hurt from you it's not directed towards you, basically. And it's helpful to get an apology, but the people who doesn't believe in this, wait and sit and try to get it and never get this apology. So
summarize that for me.
So basically what's saying is they had this scale, and it was like believing in a just world. Basically saying that if you are high and believing in a just world, you understand that people will do you wrong and people will apologize and blah, blah, blah. But if you are low and believing in a just world, you feel like the world is against you, regardless of whatever, and you hold on to these transgressions, and people may not even know that they have wronged you, and not even know that you have a grudge against them, and apology is even needed. So for a person, and one of the questions I got for you is like, as a person who forgives everybody and moves on, I don't
forgive everybody.
As a person who forgives everybody and move on with life, how do you do it?
Because life is too short. Like, I believe life is too short, and I believe forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for me.
Why?
Because it clear, like, when you hold grudges, holding grudges is an active, like, thing to do. Like, to hold a grudge, that's not a passive act. Like, you always got to be aware of these niggas, where they at, how they moving. Like, you have to be aware of that. But if you don't hold a grudge, you move through that. Like, so it's stuff you tell me. You letting folks to hold, you allowing people to hold space in your head rent free. But when you forgive folks, you taking it off your shoulders. So when you hold grudges, you holding it for you, right? You holding it for you. Traditionally, you on some principle shit. You got some reasons, some rhymes and all that stuff. But when you forgive, you giving it back to them. But I'm just like Nia said, just because I forgive you, that don't mean we getting back to where we was. But that mean I don't hate you. We can have a conversation to move through that. It just makes life easier. It just makes, it's easier to go to sleep and breathe at night. But I also believe that everybody has to answer to some form of a maker. So some form of their grand architect, they gonna have a one-on-one meeting and be like, all right.
Oh, like The Good Place.
Yeah, like The Good Place. Y'all, I watch on NBC. On February 3rd, da-da-da-da. So what you think? Think that was a good move? Good decision, sir? How you feeling about it?
You think they're gonna go through every action of life?
Absolutely. You don't got nothing but time, space, and opportunity, honey. When it's over, what you rushing to?
Oh.
I want my meeting to be quick.
Oh.
I want the Lord to just run through. There's probably about 5 or 6 things that I already know I got to explain to the Lord.
Oh.
And that's it.
Would you like to talk about it now?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to wait till I talked about it with him. I already got my case and everything. But I think it's about me. It's not about me letting it go. It's about me making it light. It's about me moving forward. It's not, I know this one kind of made about the other person and just world. It's not about them at all. It's completely about me.
Yeah. Well, as a person who habitually hold grudges, and I'm actually getting better on that. I'm working on that.
Thank God.
One of the things you have to understand, like the people who hold grudges, like this comes from a dark place. Like it comes from a deep-seated, rooted thing. So I after going to therapy and all that shit, like I found out that my grudges come from like the deep-seated shit that I've been through when I was younger.
What you mean?
From my brother committing suicide and me being angry at him to, Pops taking me over his mistress house and he getting it in while I play with the kids to me witnessing niggas get killed and shit and being angry and shit like that. So
go ahead.
So, like all these traumas and all these things that, you feel like you was done wrong and you couldn't, address or reconciliate these things. Like this is where the root of holding grudges come from.
So you feel as forgiveness or forgiving someone is a sign of weakness.
Yes.
And vulnerability.
Yes.
Why?
Because in the hood, that's not how things work. Not on the east side of Detroit. By forgiving somebody, you a bitch ass nigga. Instead, you need to go back and destroy them totally. Yeah. So if that means killing them, sabotaging their plans or whatever, that's the best way to get through it versus actually forgiving them, moving on.
Jesus. Like a scene from Scarface.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about, all the energy that it takes.
Yeah, it takes
all that energy that I'm investing in destroying this other person. I'm not building myself up. Mm-hmm. Like I'd rather take that energy and do something for me, even if it's a nap. What? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I really always think about it that way. Like, but I think you and Nee always tease me where my philosophy is you can have all this shit. But I'll start from zero.
But I also think, it's part of a gang culture too. Like you are brought up and raised to hate this other game just because of shit on principle. On principle, but also shit that that years before you was even born.
Oh, come on. Because you got to get, respect based off the folks who done left, right?
Yeah.
Come on. You saying a word there. You speaking to some young women out there that I can't speak to.
But I also think like this, grudges and holding grudges also, since it's Black Love Matter, also falls in line with your relationships and past relationships.
Yeah, we're talking about more of the extreme holistically. But I think if we bring it back and focus on relationships, yes. I had girlfriends that I've talked to and they're still talking about some shit that they and the thing is not even talking about it. So I think it's okay maybe if you fuck up in a relationship and something happened and bros this cuz bring that up, especially if it's around a cheatation, infidelity, you just got to rock with that, right? But some other shit you got to let go. And a lot of folks don't let that go. And that really, it festers and it destroys a relationship.
Other shit like what? If it's not cheatation.
If it's not cheatation, I would say things like, say if someone lost a job or never got a job they were supposed to do or never went back to school, that type of stuff.
Okay.
I know a lot of folks constantly bring that up. I've had girlfriends like, oh, he said he was going to do X, Y, and Z. I will assist he ain't did it.
And they holding a grudge.
And you holding a grudge. And you ain't let it go. Yeah. Because if you let it go, you won't bring it back up. So that's the type of stuff I talk about. So I think the more, traumatic stuff, you got to let folks hold on to that. Like it take years and decades to process that. But if bro said he was going to school and he ended up going to school, bro says, cuz leave that, let that go. You got to let that go. And you really got to move through, or you got to make the decision. Is that a make or break for you? If that's a break for you, you have to be willing to leave.
So
holding grudges builds resentment.
I know. So as a person who, you've been in a relationship with a person who, for most of their life held grudges, how did you deal with it?
I think initially it was a shock to me. So I think back to one of our first arguments and the way I forgive quick and fast. So that's how I do it, like a Band-Aid. And I think we had a fight maybe one weekend and we maybe at the end of the night, I was like, well, I'm gone by. And the next morning, I was like, oh, you want to go out to breakfast? And you still had a funky ass attitude. I was like, what the fuck done crawled up in his panties? And we had to literally, I had to pull it out of you to be like, what's bothering you? And you'd be like, well, last night you did X, Y, and Z, and you said this and that. I was like, oh, but that was last night.
Oh, see.
I thought it was unspoken that when I make a committed, like, don't mind, y'all, I don't go around.
That's that gaslighting shit.
No, it ain't gaslighting. I don't go around talking shit to people and putting up fights and stuff like that. But if you in my core group, meaning like, my mom, my dad, my core group of friends, near them, it ain't too much y'all can do for me to be like, I'm not fucking with you no more. It's always a forgiveness there. I'm the type of friend that you don't have to say I'm sorry to. It's already implied. It's already known. And I'm moving through that. And I don't think I was explicit with that with you, because I came back with you the next morning like, all right, want to get some pancakes? And you like, you ain't say something. I was like, oh, we still on that?
Yeah. Motherfucker.
And I could not fathom. I couldn't fathom why we were still in the same energy that we were in last night. I thought by us going to our separate places, sleeping it off, was a way for us to calm down, cool down, and reconnect the next day. And that was not articulated to Nero. And that didn't happen that quick. Like, it took what, I would say at least 2 years for us to come to a compromise on our style. So I forgive quickly. I believe in arguing slow and forgiving quickly. Nero is the other way around. Yeah, argue quick and forgive slow. And I think now we're kind of in the middle, where we're able to have the argument, have some expectations, and move through it. So, and I don't think both our styles weren't the healthiest.
No.
So you holding grudges and me be like, all right, I'm sorry, you sorry, let's move on. Where I think in my style, it does need a little bit more conversation, because what happens with folks with my style, it happens again.
Yeah. And then you be like, I didn't forgave.
Yeah.
And now you just keep running over me.
And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I'm human. That's me. We're all human. We all make mistakes. I'm not Jesus. I'm not perfect. If you want perfect, you got to go to Jesus. I'm not that. So I think it took a lot of trial and error to work through that too.
I agree. As a person who is a habitually grudge holder, and it's hard to get by, I think, one of the things that you could miss out on is the love of your life.
Yeah.
What if Naomi would have been like, nah, nigga, I ain't with this shit. You got a grudge with me? Well, fuck it then. Fuck you. Fuck your grudge, and I'm moving the fuck on.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be no Black Love Matter. So
no.
I think, as a person who has a lot of traumas, and, as Black folk, we got a lot of traumas in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to address those things and figure out what's the root of it, because how are you actually supposed to move on in life and actually, be a active working citizen in society and actually find love and balance and do it, whatever. Like, love, Black love is ever evolving, and it's an onion and things of that sort. But how are you willing to peel back these layers if you still holding a grudge at step one?
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the things as Black folks, we got a lot of shit, and we hold grudges, and we think about the shit in the past and ruminate in the past, like, oh, my last nigga cheating on me. Yeah. So, now I got trust issues.
And grudges and secrets. Yeah. So I think that's tied together too. So a lot of folks who tend to hold grudges got a lot of fucking secrets. And if the other person, your partner, doesn't know what your past was, what does that mean? So with Niram, I know he shared with y'all a lot that happened in his family, but that took me probably clean 4 or 5 years to be like, what? This what happened with your parents? What? Your brother did who? And he committed like all of that, where I'm like, well, that would have been good to know year one.
Well, how you supposed to come out and say, well, baby, I lost 2 brothers. One got killed in a drug gang.
When I ask you, tell me about your family.
Well,
that's when.
Then I chase you away. One got killed in a drug gang because that nigga was a gang and you selling niggas soap. One committed suicide. I witnessed 2 people get killed in front of my street.
Or you can say that, I have a complicated past. And it involves, everything from suicide to drugs to this. And that hint. Give a heads up. That's what the fuck you can do.
Give a little hint.
Yeah, for me to then, as me, then it's back on me, right? So that's just like the forgiveness. Now it's back on me. If I really care about you and want to know more, I'm then going what? Probe. Well, what do you mean by this? What does tell me more? That's the conversation. I'm not asking you to tell me everything at once, Kim Kardashian.
Well, I just want to know, like, how.
Like, that's how I just told you.
Okay. I hope y'all listening.
It's ways that you can hint at folks. And that's why I also feel like who's invested in you if you're dealing with a narcissist. Because if you say some shit like, I've dealt with suicide and in my life, and the person just be like, well, my favorite cookies is oatmeal. Sir? Brusted's cuz? Are we going to examine that more? And the thing is, you just don't say the negative part. You've had very positive things about you too. So that's what makes you a complex and onion type thing. So the person should want to know all of that. And that's how you kind of cue the folks who need to be in your life. And if they're well-wound and if they can handle that. So you're talking about scaring them away. What the fuck? They either built for it or they ain't. Yeah. And as you get older, the sooner the better.
Yeah.
Because they know in their head, they got a checklist like, nope.
That nigga ticky.
No, thank you. And let's go ahead, shake hands, have a pumpkin spice latte, and an almond croissant, and be done. Instead of we had our 2-year anniversary, and you bust up on some shit with me that's a non-negotiable.
Did you say let's have a PSL and almond croissant?
Yeah, it's ways to say it as grown. We're grown.
Yeah.
We talking to a little old. We ain't talking to teenagers. You know what some key words mean, especially brown folks touched by white hands. Very few of us know what it is to be a part of that gang life or, be about the drug culture. If you're not directly related to it, it's 2-3 degrees of separation, honey?
Yeah.
Unless you a different type of black folk. And it ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's about being transparent, honest, and authentically who you are. Because a lot of y'all ain't being who y'all are. And you're getting with these people who's in love with the idea of who you think you are. And when you really figure out who you are, all the shit fall to pieces. When they come to see Uncle Junebug, they be like, I ain't know it was Uncle Junebug. I thought you had an Uncle Theodore. Uncle Theodore and Uncle Junebug is 2 different niggas, okay? And you got to embrace both sides of that shit. Nyambi is in the readings of Baldwin and love black culture, black academic. I love education, learning. But I got an Uncle Junebug.
And she a little bougie.
And I'm a little bougie. And I'm a black pole girl from Detroit too. That's the foundation of it. And you have to be able to love and embrace all of that.
I agree. So everybody out there, for y'all niggas out there holding grudges with your spouse, like you need to.
Yeah, I think that maybe white people or something. Okay, yeah, we can do some talk therapy through that. But I think when it comes to your partner, platonic or romantic, family members, close friends, sometimes you have to let that shit go.
Yeah, so, last thing just to add on is like knowing that the grudge comes from a dark place in the view of the world.
Hold up the fucking mirror. Yeah. You're not mad at them. You're mad at yourself for allowing them to let something happen again for the most part. Yeah. Because it's scared of repeating history, right?
Exactly. Come on. So there's it comes from.
So forgive your damn self.
A dark place. It comes from a view of the world. It comes from, self-blame and things of that sort. So if you're the person who are doing the grudge, it comes from a dark place and seek some help. If you're the other person on the grudge, just know it comes from a dark place and they need to seek some help, but also be willing to show compassion.
I think my takeaway is forgive your damn self. Because there's a lot of folks out there ain't forgiving themselves.
True.
So forgive yourself, for maybe the way you treated somebody, the way you treated yourself. It's something you ain't follow through on. I think it's really about self-forgiveness. And I think that's why I always say forgiveness is so much about yourself. If you're not comfortable and secure with yourself, your thoughts and emotions, it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
Because that forgiveness is a sign of weakness. It's a sign of vulnerability. But I think it's a sign of strength to be like, you know what? I forgive you.
Gotcha.
Now, that don't mean you got to go back and redo it and keep going in circles. That's crazy. That's insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. But forgiving somebody and freeing yourself from the situation, child, when you start doing, you just start handing out forgivenesses. You forgive. Like Oprah. You forgive.
You forgive.
And you forget.
And you forgive.
Well, we had that at one of our Kwanzaa celebrations. Shout out to Nia. I forgive you and I release you.
So you want to do some kitchen table talk?
Sure.
Well, to submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, go to blacklovematters@gmail.com. Remember, that's black with no K. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Baby, you want to read this first?
Yes. So the subject line is the love that I'm in love with tangible still? It says, I'm that girl, air quotes. Love the podcast for everything you two represent. I'm 30, really questioning if the love that I want in a mate is tangible. I only have had 4 relationships until now because I value friendship over having a mate just to have one. I built years with people. It's been an on and off again love-hate thing. With this man, Mr. Unsure, and me since I was in college. We are no longer in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship because 1, he lied to me 2 years back. 2, he doesn't believe in monogamy. 3, he continues to dog his girlfriend who's been playing wife to him since I was in college. So it looks like he has a new girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
This woman is playing wife while he wants to live like he is single. She is waiting on a ring since I've been in college. They're waiting on that ring, honey. You'll wait till you die. I've never lied to her about Mr. Unsure and I, so I no longer can find pity for that. Hence, now we have a kid together despite him sometimes being with this girl. He's bad. He's a bad habit for me. I know he's dead. I know he's a dead end, but I don't do one night stands. I hate 2017 dating. No one courts. The way him and I have been over the years has trained me mentally and emotionally not to believe in marriage, not to believe marriage is for me personally. It trained me to not want a man in my house or promising me love, loyalty, because he's been making a mockery of it for years. With an S, honey. Not just him. I've had not just him, I've had other men in my life, and I'm beginning to think that a man who is loving, building within his greatness, and understands the strength and honesty, unity between a man and a woman really exists. I do not want a relationship with Mr. Unsure, but because he is the father of my child and we have our cool days, I just want him to be honest in life with his treatment of women so his daughters can really look up to him. I'm single and I feel defeated and looking for love because so many people have love and marriage warped. No one respects what it means to be married. People don't respect themselves. Now when I can go out and have someone new, I'm not attracted to someone who is all in or willing because I'm so used to the attention of doing shit I shouldn't with Mr. Unsure over the years. That is messed up. My want is for real love to flourish. I'm emotionally lost out here, and I want to be in love and in a companionship, but it seems impossible. Being very independent and focused on being a great mother of 2, building my finances, finishing writing a book. I want a man just as passionate and focused on self-greatness. But would I know that man when I see him? Have I passed him up? Am I my biggest obstacle for the love I want? I'm not looking for someone to complete me because I'm complete. I'm looking for someone to teach me togetherness, true bond, and loyal companionship. I want a man that values himself enough to know the woman loving him is enough every day. It's in 2017. Is that possible? You too. I know y'all like, girl, you got things popping with Mr. Unsure over the years, but every bad habit needs to be broken. I want that. I want next level bonding over here. Please give me words. I'm listening to every podcast. Love this podcast, loyal listener, that girl. Thank you for your email, that girl, and thank you for being so honest and transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of folks would do that, right?
No.
I think a lot of folks would sugarcoat it and lie, nigga, like a dog. But I'm gonna summarize it. So it looks like she's been with this gentleman for a while, and it looks like they have feelings for each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he on some Lawrence fuckboy shit,
Yep.
meaning I love you, but I don't believe in monogamy. All while not believing in monogamy, looks like he got with somebody else, and looks like the somebody else is like, oh, she in the long run, so she waiting for the ring no matter what.
Yeah.
In the meantime, look like bruh sis cuz they done had a kid because they're on again, off again,
right?
And going from there. It looks like bruh sis cuz really got love for this person, but as we always say, is more than love to make a relationship flourish and thrive. And Brussels Cuz is just questioning the thought of finding this idea of true love and companionship and a partner, and you know that to death do you part. She's trying to find her one, and is it even reasonable in 2017 because she believes all niggas act like this? Why you say it like that, Nir?
I was just saying.
Do you got some thoughts, Nir?
I would say that finding a therapist.
Oh shit. But yeah, first of all, I know I said oh shit, but Nayan be believing me in that therapy office every other week, if not every week.
Finding a therapist.
It is hard out here as a black woman in America. So get all black women listening, get a therapist. Now that's a word. You right. I know you trying to. I thought you was being shady, but that ain't no fucking
shady.
lie.
Like listening to this and looking at this, like it's a lot to unpack. But I would say the first thing is like, sis, therapy does wonders. And, it's not to be funny or anything like that, because I'm all about self-care. I'm all about therapy and things of that sort of shit. I done been through it, and Naomi done been through it, and we recommend it to everybody. Yeah. I think there's a lot of things going on with this. Like, why are you, what draws you to keep coming back to this nigga, even though you know he does you wrong and he's on that fuck shit? Yeah. And, come to the realization of,
and getting clear.
You've been hurt so much. Do you like the hurt and pain? Yeah. Like subconsciously. Yeah. It's been so much in your mind, or, it's been going on so long that he has trained you, or you've trained yourself to deal with this hurt and use this hurt as enjoyment for yourself. And what I mean by that is that, people go on and it's this whole habitual path. Like, first time it hurts, the second time, it hurts a little bit less. Third time you like, I just don't feel whole without it.
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels good.
Fill you up.
It fills you up. At first, and now it leaves you empty when it's not there. So I think that's one of the things that's going on is that, Mr. Insurers has fucked her up in that sense that, initially it hurt it. He ran some more fuckboy shit on her, and now, it had left her with a void.
Yeah. And I think it's levels to this. Yeah. So, I think at one point, Mr. Unsure was a decent man, right? Mm-hmm. But he served his purpose. And for you to find your next purpose, you have to leave him. You have to set up boundaries, because you comfort for him too. So I think this goes to a place of complacency.
Yeah, both sides.
So her and him. Mm-hmm. So she's very safe. He's very safe. So after both of them have been in a relationship or done things or been by themselves, they're always kind of that ground zero they keep coming back to. So I think that bond has to be broken between them. But what I will say, that does not have to do with him being a bad father. Yeah. That actually what might attracts him to her still. Mm-hmm. So I know he sounds like a fuckboy as a boyfriend, a partner, right? Mm-hmm. But he could be a great father. I think being a great boyfriend, father, husband has nothing to do with being a father.
True that. But right. I also think that, it definitely goes back to that boundaries thing, Nyambi.
Yes.
Because a man will only do as much as you let that
allow
nigga do.
him to do. So sis, you almost gotta do a detox.
Yeah. And that means like no fucking, no more fucking.
No fucking. We know you. No, fucking.
Yeah.
We know you.
No fucking.
This
no
email sound like you. Fucking.
No intimate shit.
No.
Whenever that nigga started talking that fuck shit, like,
you bring up Paw Patrol.
Whatever.
You bring you direct to the baby,
right?
Because obviously he loved his baby.
Evidently,
baby
and that nigga gonna try to run some shit on you. You talking about Paw Patrol? He like, I'm trying to Paw Patrol that pussy. What's up? So you got to figure out how to words to swerve that shit, and it's hard, especially when you're alone and you're lonely and you just want somebody.
And it's attractive to see a man who's taking care of his kid. Like that's sexy, right?
But also, hell, she alone, she lonely. She want to be touched. Everybody want to be touched and filled and hugged on and shit like that. Yeah. And this nigga come over here talking about Paw Patrol that pussy. Yeah, let me just put this baby to sleep.
Yeah, and then next putting the baby to sleep. That's sexy, honey.
And then he put your ass to sleep too.
I know.
So it's I think all that is
you're gonna
difficult.
have to detox them.
Yeah.
Or make a decision. You're gonna have to detox them. I hope you don't go down that route because you deserve more. Yeah. But you're gonna have to detox them, and y'all gonna have to really focus on just building and staying strong in the co-parenting relationship. Yeah. And put up strong, hard boundaries for the other stuff. Not for him, for you.
For you.
Because the thing is, this is the type of man you want. So I know the man you saying, you want somebody ambitious, who's equally yoked and wants you. But a man like that can smell this shit a mile away. Mm-hmm. He ain't getting into that.
All right.
What man that fit all that criteria didn't gonna want to come deal with that bullshit?
Not me.
You'll smell it. Just like sis, if you get in a relationship with a man and his baby mama got something going on, or with some feelings still there, some complacency still there, you don't got time for that bullshit.
Exactly.
And it's not that you don't think the other person is a good match, but you got to know your worth and what you're willing to invest in, and you got to detox these niggas. Negroes is like dogs; they can smell them on you. I'm serious. All the males I talk to, my male friends, they be with girls. I'm like, oh, I really like someone, so why are you there? He's like, no, I can still smell her old nigga on her. I said, what? I'm me sexual. I said, you smell his dick. He's like, no, it's just y'all. Sometimes y'all women keep that emotional connection. Mm-hmm. He said, I can't compete with that.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna compete with that.
So that's another thing you got to think about, sis. Do you have emotional connection with this nigga?
Yeah, she do.
And then other dudes can't.
Of course. Ain't gonna fuck with that. Mm-hmm. And the thing, it's okay, but you gotta keep it to that parenting. You gotta stay at co-parenting.
It gotta be there, and it's hard because
you gotta detox it.
It's hard when she's been so comfortable with this nigga.
You almost had to detox it, where you might even have to have like friends or family members, and don't even tell his ass.
Right.
Like when you go with the baby, you go do stuff right. You almost have to be like, oh, I'm gonna have so and so drop them off. Like, I know that sounds a little petty, but you sometimes physically have to be like, I cannot fuck with you right now. I don't want to see you. Call me.
And you know that peen. Like, did she have flashbacks of the peen?
I mean, I'm sure it was good penis. She got a baby. Usually good. Never mind. But
what?
Nothing.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
I want to acknowledge her to say that it ain't you, sis. You're not a bad woman, but it does take a lot. And they got that connection of this child, and it seems like he's a good co-parent. Mm-hmm. Like all that stuff tie into it, right? Because she's probably in her head like, you being such a good co-parent, you can't be a right nigga.
And also, that nigga ain't leaving the main.
No,
that's the main.
That's the other thing. She probably used to be the main, and now she's not the main. She the side chick. That's hard to take a demotion. It is.
It is.
It is.
But you gotta move on.
You gotta move on, because when niggas tell you who they are, believe in what Sister Maya Angelou said. So first of all, what she said, that they're no longer gonna be in a relationship because he lied. What he lied about?
He lied.
He cheated.
Cheated.
So that's what I'm saying. We ain't talking about lying about taking out the trash, right? It's something big. So he lied about something, and he doesn't believe in monogamy. He probably can't even spell that. So believe him. And then he continues to dog his girlfriend who's he been playing. What? No.
He lied.
So if he did it to her, mm-hmm. That means he'll do it to what?
Well, he did it to her first. Oh, that means he's gonna do it to the next.
So that's the boundaries I'm talking about, mm-hmm. right? You know what I'm saying? Them the boundaries that you have to be clear about, and just say, this is who I co-parent with. We here to wave this beautiful child that we have together. And I know you also talked about, I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl, that you don't want your child to look at the father and the certain. Sis, you can't take that on.
No, you can't.
That's not your job. Your job is to be the best mother that you can be. Mm-hmm. And these children are resilient, and they fucking smart.
They know.
You don't got to say a word.
You know how I know?
How you know, Nero? How you know?
Because I witnessed it firsthand.
Come
on. They know when they grow up.
Yeah. So sis, don't even take that on. You taking on unnecessary baggage that's not yours. It's not your responsibility on your relationship, on your child's relationship that they have with their father. That's a very personal, intimate relationship that they have to build together. There's nothing you can do to make or break that. That's already there. My recommendation for that is to remain neutral or remain as a support piece.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that sounds, again, that's a boundary, right?
It is a boundary.
That's a boundary you won't have to cross. That's a boundary you got to put up with your kid. To say, I know you and your father, but that relationship you have with your father is between you and your father. Mm-hmm. And of course, I support you on everything. I got your back. But know that relationship is very important and intimate. And that's something y'all have to work on building. And know that even telling your child that don't determine your self-worth. That's just another relationship you have. Just as if your relationship with your child and your mom don't determine your self-worth, right?
Exactly.
So I think these are the conversations you need to have with yourself and with your child. And I think kids do that subconsciously.
Exactly.
I think just as we get older, we build this other shit up, right?
You do.
So I won't worry about it. You can't take that weight on. You just got to worry about being the best mama you can be.
So to wrap this up.
Wait, make sure we answered all the questions. I do think it's love. This is still available, but I think you have to make yourself available. Yeah. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, emotionally. You have to make yourself, because the type of black unicorn you want, smell that shit. That's one of their superhero powers. It's to smell it, to be like, oh, no.
Yes.
And it might be some niggas who really feeling you, but they was like, she got to let him go. Mm-hmm. So I think the first thing I would do is try to do a detox and really focus on that co-parenting relationship and focus on you. I think you might need to look, because did she say she got 2 children? Yeah, she got 2 children. Yeah. She building up she getting her coin right. She finishing her book right. Mm-hmm. So it's almost a time for you to do some reflections, sis, to see how far you've come. See this, appreciate the space that you're in and the journey that you've been going on, and to get excited about the future you're going in. So again, some of that self-care, and then jumping out there.
Yeah.
But I think boundaries is a big one for me, with your kids and that baby father.
Yeah.
And just being clear. And this also might be even with friends and family. So when they bring them up, because they going to bring them up, you got to cut that shit in the butt.
Yeah, cut it off.
He a great father. He do the best he can as a father.
Put them papers on that nigga.
Near rougher than me. I don't even believe in necessary papers. Near believe in the paper though.
Put the papers on.
Yeah, you make it formalize. You formalize.
Formalize that shit. Put them papers on.
Yeah, even if it's not. Yeah, and this level's to do the papers. You can go to the court system, but you also can have a written agreement and be like, if you don't follow this written agreement, you miss so many months. We go straight to the courts.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the hard part. But I agree, sis. But I want to validate you and say you're not crazy.
You're not crazy. You deserve love, and just know it's never too late for love.
It's never too late for love. I'm telling you that Mr. Right might be just waiting for you to be like, yep.
Yeah.
She ready. But I think appreciate this time and space that you're in for a reason and that growth that you have, and know that everything happened for a reason. And somebody grooming your Mr. Right, you groomed him for sis who've been waiting on that ring for 2 decades. That's going to be another episode. You bitches keep waiting on them rings. Keep waiting. First of all, when people waiting on rings, people don't have conversations about marriage. Of an estimate. Maybe you ain't going to tell me I'm going to propose this day and time. But we're not talking about in a ballpark in this bitch.
Let's leave that for another episode.
Okay. Just I'm getting nosy. Like, I'm Bruce's cousin Emo. That bitch been waiting, honey. We both shady. Naomi and Bruce's cousin. That bitch gonna wait. I knew she wasn't getting the ring when she done had a baby with him. And then she gonna stand there like it ain't like she the godmama. Stupid.
Ain't. All right.
What? But no, you're not crazy. Boundaries. All weight ain't your weight to carry. Self-care. Move through it. You got this shit.
Somo.
You said Somo. We gonna manifest this. Somo to be. Alrighty.
You gonna wrap this up?
Yeah, so to submit your Black Love stories, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit your questions for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us the email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. And to leave a comment about anything we talked about, you can do that on our website, our blog, I should say, SoundCloud, Stitcher, all forms of social media, which we can be found at Black Love Matters. That's Black Love Matters with no K, BLAC. Or leave us a voicemail at 508-784-1111. Talk to y'all later. And remember, love is ever evolving. Peace.